हेलो, लेट्स इमेजिन एंड लर्न। तो आज हम शुरू करने वाले हैं क्लास 11 का चैप्टर 19। कौन सा है? हाँ, एक्सक्रीटरी प्रोडक्ट्स एंड देयर एलिमिनेशन। तो ये भी काफ़ी 5 पेजेस का ये चैप्टर है। हम फटाफट इसको रिवाइज करेंगे और आप लोग बस रिलैक्स होकर ये रिकॉर्डिंग सुनते रहो और रिवाइज करते रहो। ठीक है, तो चलो अब हम शुरू करते हैं इस रिकॉर्डिंग को। Animals accumulate ammonia, urea, uric acid, carbon dioxide, water, and ions like Na positive, K positive, Cl negative, phosphate, sulfate, etc. Ammonia, urea, and uric acid are the major form of nitrogenous waste excreted by the animals. Ammonia is the most toxic form and requires large amount of water for its elimination, whereas uric acid, being the least toxic, can be removed with the minimum loss of water. The process of excreting ammonia is ammonotalism. Many monofishes, aquatic amphibians, and aquatic insects are ammonotalic in nature. Ammonia, as is readily soluble, is generally excreted by diffusion across body surface or through gill surfaces in fish. As ammonium ions, kidneys do not play any significant role in its removal. Terrestrial adaptations necessitated the production of lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid for conservation of water. Mammals, many terrestrial amphibians, and many marine fishes mainly excrete urea and are called ureotalic. Okay. Reptiles, birds, land snails, insects excrete nitrogenous waste as uric acid in the form of pellet or paste with a minimum loss of water and are called uricotalic animals. A survey of animal kingdom presents a variety of excreting structures. Protonephridia or flame cells are the excretory structures in platyhelminthes, and in humans or some vertebrates have complex tubular organ called kidney. Some annelids and the cephalochordates, Amphioxus. Protonephridia are primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume regulation, that is osmoregulation. Okay, तो हमारा पहला टॉपिक है यहाँ पर ह्यूमन एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम. In humans, the excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, one pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Kidneys are reddish-brown, bean-shaped structures situated between the levels of last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra, close to the dorsal inner wall of the abdominal cavity. Each kidney of an adult human measures 10 to 12 cm in length, 5 to 7 cm in width, 2 to 3 cm in the thickness, with an average weight of 120 to 170 grams. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of the kidney is a notch called hilum, through which ureter, blood vessels, and nerve center enter. The hilum is a broad funnel-shaped space called renal pelvis with projections called calyces. The outer layer of kidney is a tough capsule inside the kidney. There are two zones, an outer cortex and inner medulla. The medulla is divided into few conical masses, medullary pyramids, projecting into the calyces, singular is calyx. Okay. The cortex extends in between the medullary pyramids as renal columns called columns of Bertini, और या Bertini आप जो भी बोलते हो, ठीक है. Each kidney has nearly 1 million complex tubular structures called nephrons, which are the functional units. Each nephron has two parts, the glomerulus and the renal tubule. Glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries formed by the afferent arteriole, a fine branch of renal artery. Blood from the glomerulus is carried away by an efferent arteriole. The renal tubule begins with a double-walled cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule, which encloses the glomerulus. Glomerulus, along with Bowman's capsule, is called Malpighian body or renal corpuscle. The tubule continues further to form a highly coiled network, proximal convoluted tubule (PCT). A hairpin-shaped Henle's loop is the next part of the tubule, which has a descending and ascending limb. The ascending limb continues as another highly coiled tubular region called distal convoluted tubule (DCT). The DCTs of the many nephrons open into a straight tube called collecting duct, many of which converge The open into renal pelvis and through medullary pyramids in the calyces. The Malpighian corpuscle PCT and DCT of the nephron are situated in the cortical region of the kidney, whereas the loop of Henle dips into the medulla. In majority of the nephrons, the loop of Henle is too short, and the end extends only very little into the medulla. Such nephrons are called cortical nephrons. And in some nephrons, the loop of Henle is very long and runs deep and into the medulla. These nephrons are called juxtamedullary nephrons. The efferent arteriole emerging from the glomerulus forms a fine capillaries network around the renal tubule called the peritubular capillaries. A minute vessel of this network runs parallel to the Henle's loop, forming a U-shaped vasa recta. Vasa recta is absent or highly reduced in cortical nephrons. तो हम ये हमारी बॉडी में यूरिन फॉर्मेशन कैसे होता है बताओ, सोचो, करो, इमेजिन करो. Urine formation involves three main processes, namely glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and secretion that take place in different parts of nephron. The first step in urine formation is the filtration of blood, which is carried out by the glomerulus and is called glomerular filtration. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by the kidneys per minute. कितनी तगड़ी बात है ये. एक मिनट में 1100 से 1200 ml वो ब्लड जो फिल्टर हो रहा है. The glomerular capillary blood pressure causes filtration of blood through three layers: the endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, the epithelium of Bowman's capsule, and the basement membrane between these two layers. The epithelial cells of Bowman's capsule, called podocytes, are arranged in an intricate manner so as to leave some minute spaces called filtration slits or slit pores. Blood is filtered so finely through these membranes that almost all the constituents of the plasma except the proteins pass into the lumen of the Bowman's capsule. Therefore, it is considered as process of ultrafiltration. कितनी amazing बात है. The amount of filtrate formed by kidneys per minute is called glomerular filtration rate, GFR. जी हाँ, GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute, that is 180 liters per day. हम 180 लीटर पर डे का जो फिल्ट्रेशन है हमारी बॉडी में रोज हो रहा है. देख रहे हो? Okay. The kidneys have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. One such efficient mechanism is carried out by juxtaglomerular apparatus, JGA. JGA is special sensitive region formed by cellular modifications in the distal convoluted tubule and afferent arteriole at the location of their contact. A fall of GFR can activate the JG cells to release renin, which can stimulate the glomerular blood flow and thereby the GFR back to normal. A comparison of the volume of the filtrate formed per day, 180 liters per day, that of the urine released, 1.5 liter around निकलता है हमारा रोज urine, suggests that nearly 99% of the liquid is reabsorbed. है ना? हो रहा है ना reabsorption बॉडी में. कितनी कमाल की बात है. The tubular epithelial cells in different segments of the nephron perform this either by active or passive mechanism. During urine formation, the tubular cells secrete substances like H positive, K positive, and ammonia into the filtrate. Tubular secretion is also an important step in the urine formation as it helps in the maintenance of ionic and acid-base balance of the body fluids. अब हमारा अगला टॉपिक है फंक्शन ऑफ द ट्यूबुल्स. अब ये जो हमारे ट्यूबुल्स हैं, डीसीटी, पीसीटी, ये काम किस तरीके से करते हैं. पहले हम पढ़ेंगे पीसीटी के बारे में. पीसीटी इज लाइंड अप अ सिंपल क्यूबिटल brush border epithelium which increases the surface area of the reabsorption. 70 to 80% of the electrolytes and water are reabsorbed by this segment. PCT also helps in the maintaining the pH and ionic balance. अब आता है Henle's loop. Reabsorption in this segment is minimum. However, this plays a significant role in the maintenance of high osmolarity of medullary interstitial fluid. समझ रहे हो ना? सो तो नहीं गए. Okay. DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Conditional reabsorption of Na positive and water takes place in this segment. DCT is also capable of reabsorption of HCO3 negative means bicarbonates and selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions and ammonia to maintain pH and sodium potassium balance in blood. Collecting duct. This long duct extends from the cortex of the kidney to the inner part of the medulla. Large amount of water could be reabsorbed from this region to produce a concentrated urine. अब आता है मैकेनिज्म ऑफ कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ द फिल्ट्रेट. अब ये मैकेनिज्म काम कैसे करता है? Mammals have the ability to produce a concentrated urine. The Henle's loop and the vasa recta plays a significant role in the urine formation. The proximity between the Henle's loop and vasa recta as well as counter current in them help in maintaining and increasing osmolarity towards the inner medullary interstitium, that is from 300 osmolarity in the cortex to about 1200 osmolarity in the inner medulla. This gradient is mainly caused by NaCl and urea. NaCl is transported by ascending limb and of Henle's loop and exchanged with the descending limb of vasa recta. Described transport of substances facilitated by the special arrangement of Henle's loop and vasa recta is called counter current mechanism. याद रखना. अब जिस तरीके से कल हमने उसके पढ़े थे ना ब्रीदिंग के कंट्रोल कि किस तरीके से रेगुलेशन होती है, हमारे जो ब्रेन में कुछ सेंटर्स होते हैं, उसी तरीके से यूरिन के भी किडनी फंक्शन के भी सेंटर्स होते हैं, रेगुलेशन होती है. अब हम उसको पढ़ने वाले हैं. रेगुलेशन ऑफ किडनी फंक्शन. The functioning of the kidney is efficiently monitored and regulated by a hormonal feedback mechanism involving the hypothalamus, JGA, and to a certain extent the heart. Osmoreceptors in the body are activated by changes in blood volume, body fluid volume, and ionic concentration. An excessive loss of fluid from the body can activate these receptors, which stimulate the hypothalamus to release antidiuretic hormone ADH और vasopressin from the neurohypophysis. अरे यार अब इसमें अटक जाते हैं कभी कभी. क्या हो गया? मैं तुम्हारे लिए फर्स्ट फर्स्ट रीडिंग भी तो कर रहा हूँ तुम्हारी फर्स्ट फर्स्ट रिवीजन होने के लिए, है ना. सुनते रहो फटाफट. ADH facilitates water reabsorption from the later parts of the tubule, thereby preventing diuresis. An increase in the body fluid volume can switch off the osmoreceptors and suppress the ADH release to complete the feedback. The ADH can also affect the kidney function by a constrictive effect on blood vessels. This causes an increase in blood pressure. An increase in blood pressure can increase the glomerular blood flow and thereby the GFR. JGA plays a complex regulatory role. A fall in glomerular blood flow, glomerular blood pressure या फिर कह लो GFR can activate the JG cells to release renin, which convert. ये renin का पता है ना, ये renin किडनी वाले चैप्टर में यूज हो रहा है, ना कि उसमें जो प्रोटीन होता है ना मिल्क को डाइजेस्ट करने वाला बेबीज में, वो नहीं है. ये सिंगल एन वाला renin है. इन ब्लड टू एंजियोटेंसिन 1 एंड फर्दर टू एंजियोटेंसिन 2. इसको इस लाइन को हम दोबारा पढ़ेंगे क्योंकि थोड़ी डिस्टर्बेंस हो गई थी. GFR कैन एक्टिवेट द JG cells to release renin, which convert the angiotensin in blood to angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2, being a powerful vasoconstrictor, increases the glomerular blood pressure and thereby GFR. Angiotensin 2 also activates the adrenal cortex to release aldosterone. Aldosterone causes reabsorption of Na positive and water from the distal parts of the tubule. This also leads to the increase in blood pressure and GFR. This mechanism is called renin-angiotensin mechanism. An increase in blood flow of the atria to the heart can cause the release of ANF, arterial natriuretic factor. ANF can cause vasodilation, dilation of blood vessels, thereby decrease the blood pressure. ANF mechanism therefore act as a check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. अब आता है हमारा प्रोसेस micturition. Urine found by the nephrons is ultimately carried to the urinary bladder, which is stored till the voluntary signal is given to CNS. This signal is initiated by the stretching of urinary bladder as it gets filled with urine. The CNS passes a motor response to the initiate the contraction of the smooth muscles of the bladder, and the simultaneous relaxation of urethral sphincter causes the release of urine. This process of release of urine is called micturition. Mechanism causing it is called micturition reflex. An adult human excretes 1 to 1.5 liters of urine per day. Urine is formed of some light yellow colored watery fluid which is slightly acidic. pH इसका होगा 6.0, 6 pH होगा इसका, ठीक है. On an average 25 to 30 gram of urea is urine. Analysis of urine helps in clinical diagnosis of many metabolic disorders as well as malfunctioning of kidneys. For example, presence of glucose, glycosuria, and ketone bodies, ketonuria, in urine are indicative of diabetes mellitus. अब आता है कि रोल ऑफ अदर ऑर्गन्स इन एक्सक्रीशन, कि और दूसरे उनका ऑर्गन्स का क्या रोल होता है. अदर देन किडनी जो है, लंग्स, लिवर और स्किन ऑल्सो हेल्प इन एलिमिनेशन ऑफ एक्सक्रीटरी हार्मोन, एक्सक्रीटरी वेस्ट्स. आर लंग्स रिमूव लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ CO2, करता है ना, एंड आर स्किन रिलीजेस स्वेट and remove the waste from the body and some NaCl and another very best things. Liver, substances like bilirubin, biliverdin, cholesterol, degraded steroid hormones, vitamins and drugs, ये सब लिवर का काम होता है. अब आता है डिसऑर्डर्स. इन सबको ध्यान से इमेजिन करके याद करते रहना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये NCERT के लाइन्स में जो भी पढ़ रहा हूँ जितनी भी, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. लास्ट टॉपिक हमारा इस चैप्टर का, डिसऑर्डर्स ऑफ द एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम. Malfunctioning of kidneys can lead to accumulation of urea in blood. That is, the condition is called uremia, which is very harmful and may lead to kidney failure. Urea can be removed by a process called hemodialysis. है ना, लोगों को आपने देखा होगा हीमोडायलिसिस पे चले जाते हैं. Blood drained from a convenient artery is pumped into a dialyzing unit after adding an anticoagulant like heparin. The urine contains a coiled cellophane tube surrounded by a fluid, dialyzing fluid actually, having the same composition as that of plasma except the nitrogenous waste. The porous cellophane membrane of the tube allows the passage of molecules based on concentration gradient. As nitrogenous waste are absent in the dialyzing fluid, these substances freely move out, thereby clearing the blood. The cleared blood is pumped back to the body and through a vein after adding antiheparin to it. The method is a boon for thousands of uremic patients all over the world. Kidney transplantation is the ultimate method of the correction of acute renal failures, kidney failures. A functioning of kidney is used in transplantation of donor from donor. मेरे भाई गलतियाँ क्यों हो रही हैं, तुम मेरे को एंक्शियस कर रहे हो. इसको लाइक कर दो, फिर हम अगली वीडियो में ना कभी भी एंक्शियस नहीं होंगे हम, ठीक है. प्रेफरेबली अ क्लोज रिलेटिव टू मिनिमाइज द चांस ऑफ रिजेक्शन. जो है किडनी डोनर मांगा जाता है प्रेफरेबली फैमिली से. इम्यून सिस्टम ऑफ द होस्ट. मॉडर्न क्लिनिकल प्रोसीजर्स हैव इंक्रीज्ड द सक्सेस रेट ऑफ सच अ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड टेक्निक. दूसरा है हमारा रीनल कैलकुलाई. स्टोन और इंसॉल्युबल मास ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइज सॉल्ट्स, ऑक्सैलेट्स एटसेट्रा फॉर्म्ड विद इन द किडनी. वो पथरी हो जाती है ना, वो पागल सी पथरी, दैट इज कॉल्ड दिस. यहाँ पे उसकी बात हो रही है. Glomerulonephritis, inflammation of glomeruli of kidney. And here the chapter finishes. अरे कैसी चल रही है तुम्हारी तैयारी, कमेंट सेक्शन में बताना. ये समझ में आया रीडिंग किसी काम की है तुम्हारे, और क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट तुम चाहते हो वो भी बताना. और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना फटाफट, ठीक है. सब्सक्राइब करते रहो मस्त, और पढ़ते रहो. Let's imagine and learn.